Big U had Nipsey Hussle killed. Everybody know that.
I seen the footage of him when he was walking him across the street.
Black Sam comes out, fires 3-4 shots in the air. He's fresh out the penitentiary.
Big U did it, or had something to do it, or did this, did it. And just be like social media, the investigator now. But why they put that on you though?
Because it's black. I'm black. I'm big.
New footage just hit the net showing Blacc Sam stepping up and confronting Big U, with Snoop Dogg's name getting dragged into the convo too, and the streets are buzzing heavy about it. Fans are pointing fingers, saying Big U was tied to the situation surrounding Nipsey, but let's be clear, these are allegations being debated online, not proven facts, and that's where the tension really starts heating up. But what really got people stuck is why Snoop's name is suddenly popping up in all this chaos. According to fans and internet detectives, new rumors suggest he may have known more than people thought, and that idea alone has cracked open a whole new lane of controversy. Nothing confirmed, all speculation, but once the internet smells smoke, it don't stop talking. Now let's rewind for a second, because this story is soaked in real pain. Nipsey Hussle's death in 2019 didn't just shake hip-hop. It exposed years of silent tension, broken trust, and fake love hiding in plain sight. And standing firm in the middle of this storm is Blacc Sam, Nipsey's older brother, a respected figure in his own right, and not just someone reacting off emotion. This isn't random outrage. It's personal, it's deep, and it's shaking the West Coast scene right now. Blacc Sam has always gone hard protecting his brother's legacy, and that's led to more than a few public face-offs with rappers and street-affiliated figures when he feels Nipsey's name or business is being played with. Whether it's the Marathon clothing brand or the vision behind The Marathon Continues, he don't let nothing slide, period. This ain't some emotional reaction either. This is a dude who's been standing on business long before Nipsey ever became a global name. Cats in the city already knew what time it was with Blacc Sam, because he's always been hands-on when it comes to checking disrespect and setting lines straight. A clear example of that energy popped off on March 1st, 2025, and it showed exactly why people in these streets think twice before testing him. During the grand opening of Marathon Burger in Los Angeles, Blacc Sam got into a heated verbal exchange with a rapper known as Rockstar 2800, who is alleged online to have West Coast street ties. Video from the scene spread fast, showing Blacc Sam standing inches away yelling, "Get it crackin'," and "That ain't what you on, I've been watching, get on that now." The moment wasn't random at all. It was about loyalty, accountability, and unanswered disrespect toward Nipsey's legacy online. Social media chatter claimed Blacc Sam was pressuring Rockstar 2800 to address past comments made by controversial hip-hop figure Wack 100, though none of that was officially confirmed. Still, the message was loud and clear: don't play with the Marathon name. The fact Blacc Sam was willing to press someone right at his own family's business during a grand opening, with cameras rolling and crowds watching, tells you everything about the principles he moves by. No sneak moves, no waiting for later, just straight pressure when he feels the line's been crossed.
He said a couple things he said a couple things over the years, and I guess they felt like this dude Rockstar, who I guess they were cool with, didn't like step up and defend Nipsey or whatever. So when he showed up, Blacc Sam told him he has to leave. He basically made him leave.
I seen the footage of him when he was walking him across the street. See, LA is that's like a different world. If you're not from LA, you don't even understand none of the politics of it. You don't understand the way they move. It's like just different out there. Rockstar 2800 later jumped on Instagram trying to brush it off, posting, "Damn, all that. Wanted was a burger," like it was nothing serious. But the comments went crazy, with people accusing him of being too close to Wack 100, a figure who's been at the center of past controversy involving Nipsey's name. Online backlash stayed heavy, and that post didn't cool anything down at all. And let's be real, this Rockstar 2800 moment is just another page in Blacc Sam's long-running mission to defend his brother's name at all costs. This ain't new smoke, it's ongoing, calculated, and rooted in principle, not clout. The tension with Wack 100 runs way deeper and has been bubbling for years now. Things hit another level back in 2022 when Blacc Sam pushed to remove an unreleased Nipsey Hussle verse from the Game's album Drillmatic, Heart Versus. Mine, Wack 100, who manages the Game, publicly criticized Blacc Sam, calling him selfish and emotional, while arguing the feature would have honored Nipsey and supported his family financially. Blacc Sam didn't budge though. He's made it clear that Nipsey's unreleased music stays locked unless Nipsey himself approved it while he was alive. That's the line, and he's not crossing it. But even all that fades compared to the smoke Blacc Sam has right now with Big U. And yeah, once again, it circles straight back to Nipsey Hussle. This situation ain't random at all. It traces back to an old 2011 incident involving Blacc Sam and Eugene Big U Henley, a former manager and an alleged affiliate tied to the Rollin' 60s. According to long circulating reports, tension exploded near a Shell gas station around Crenshaw and Slauson in LA's Hyde Park area, where Nipsey and Big U allegedly got into a heated argument. If those stories are accurate, that kind of disrespect hits different. We're talking about two people who were supposed to be aligned, same circle, same neighborhood roots, supposedly pushing toward the same mission. That's why the situation still shakes people today. It feels like betrayal, not just a disagreement. At the time, Blacc Sam had just come home from serving time and was still dealing with heavy supervision, but seeing his younger brother allegedly get disrespected flipped a switch immediately. Reports claim the situation escalated fast, with actions meant to send a message rather than harm anyone, all while law enforcement was nearby. That moment cemented Blacc Sam's reputation as someone who moves off loyalty first and consequences second. Whether people respect it or criticize it, one thing's clear: his dedication to his brother runs deep, and that mindset is exactly why this beef with Big U still carries serious weight in the streets today. Some sources claim that old 2011 situation might have been tied to a diss record Nipsey allegedly made about Big U, though that part has never been fully confirmed. What is clear, though, is that when Blacc Sam felt his little brother was in danger, he didn't pause or play it safe. He was willing to risk everything to stand his ground. That moment set the blueprint for everything unfolding today, because that's when the lines got drawn between Blacc Sam and Big U, lines that would later stretch wide enough to pull Snoop Dogg into the conversation too. But now the story takes a wild turn, and this is where things get real shaky. A new allegation just surfaced, and if it holds any weight, it flips the entire narrative upside down. Hold up, because Wack 100 just dropped a statement that sent shockwaves through the streets. When someone gets labeled a rat in street culture, that's not light talk or internet jokes. That's one of the most serious accusations you can throw on someone's name, and everybody knows it. We're talking about the ultimate violation, the kind of claim that can change how people move, who they trust, and who they distance themselves from. And the rumor floating around is that this allegation allegedly traces back to Big U and points directly at Blacc Sam. If true, that's the type of information that can shift alliances and power overnight. Nothing confirmed, all heavily disputed. But once a claim like that hits the air, there's no easy way to contain the fallout. Wack 100 raised a question that a lot of people been whispering about, and it's not crazy to ask it. In what situation does someone fresh out, involved in a serious incident with shots fired and law enforcement right there, walk free without even standing in front of a judge? That kind of outcome doesn't just fall out the sky. Folks online started wondering if someone with serious pull made calls behind the scenes, or if there were circumstances the public never got to see. In a culture where cooperation with authorities is viewed as the ultimate line you don't cross, situations like that spark questions that never really fade away. Even when nothing is proven, the mystery alone can stick to a name and follow it for years. And that's where the dynamic between Snoop Dogg and Big U starts looking way more layered. Once you factor in LA street politics, especially in the shadow of Nipsey Hussle's passing, every alliance gets looked at under a microscope. Snoop is publicly known to be affiliated with the Rollin' 20s, a different faction from the Rollin' 60s, and in Los Angeles, those lines still matter. But don't get it twisted. Snoop isn't some industry guy detached from his roots. Even while he's on TV, building brands and living mainstream, people say he's always kept his street ties respected and acknowledged from day one. And that's exactly why folks are paying close attention to where he stands now. Now Blacc Sam has been watching that Snoop and Big U bromance grow closer and closer.
Big U had Nipsey Hussle killed. Everybody know that.
All while his own doubts about Big U's role in his brother's death keep getting heavier. That combo alone is a recipe for non-stop tension. There was already bad blood in the air, and when rumors keep circulating that Big U may have been involved, that only throws gasoline on an already lit situation. Imagine grieving your brother, still carrying that pain every day, and then seeing people who claim they loved him still laughing, linking up, and chopping it up with someone you strongly suspect played a part in his death. That kind of move cuts way deeper than any physical wound. It feels personal, it feels cold, and it don't fade easy. Things get even messier when you factor in the long-standing rivalry between the Rollin' 60s and the Rollin' 20s, which has always complicated relationships between major figures in LA. Eric Holder, who was convicted in 2022 for Nipsey Hussle's murder, was a member of the Rollin' 60s, and on paper, that case looks closed. But in the streets, cats don't always see it that simple. For people like Blacc Sam, who understand how power really moves, there's often a belief that the person who pulls the trigger isn't always the one calling the shots. Word on the street has long suggested there were bigger players behind the scenes, though none of that has ever been proven. So when folks close to Nipsey continue breaking bread with someone Sam distrusts, that's not paranoia. It's pattern recognition. It's survival instinct built from years of navigating a world where trust can mean everything or cost everything. Since Nipsey's passing, the aftermath has felt like a slow chess match, where every move looks confusing on the surface, but starts making sense once you understand the unspoken rules of the streets. For Blacc Sam, this chapter has been about way more than mourning his brother. It's turned into a full-blown, street-level audit of relationships, loyalty, and motives that were never meant to see daylight. Piece by piece, he's been re-examining who stood where, who moved how, and who benefited when they weren't supposed to. And what he believes he's uncovered has flipped his trust upside down, making it feel like some people closest to the family may have been playing a whole different game behind closed doors. Since Nipsey's passing, the public moves and statements from both Snoop and Big U have raised eyebrows for fans watching closely. What gets said on camera doesn't always line up with what people believe is happening behind the scenes, and that disconnect keeps the conversation alive. Big U's response to all this reflects that long-term strategic mindset people associate with seasoned street figures, staying calm, thinking years ahead, and letting time speak for him. That kind of chess-playing mentality is how some survive for decades in dangerous environments, arguing that history will eventually clear their name no matter what's being said right now. But for someone like Blacc Sam, who's searching for straight answers about his brother, that approach can feel like sidestepping the issue. When you're dealing with real grief and unanswered questions, hearing talk about legacy instead of clarity can hit wrong, and Big U's presence and reputation only add more weight to how every move, every word, and every connection gets analyzed under a microscope. While Big U has tried to frame a lot of the backlash as a racial issue, many people in the streets see it differently. To them,
I went to my homeboy's funeral yesterday, and I'm looking at his obituary, and I'm looking like, dang, I didn't know he did all that. And I'm just looking like, wow. You know, what a loss, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I don't know, bro, but and that's all they're gonna do, read your scroll then. You know, but I mean, it's like, I gotta be the best. Even when I'm like with Maul, and I used to be with Maul.
his reputation didn't come out of nowhere. It's tied to a long, very public history that has nothing to do with skin color and everything to do with past actions, associations, and how he's moved over the years. After his release from a 23-year prison sentence in 2004, Big U stepped into a powerful position, becoming a bridge between street rappers and major industry executives. He openly leveraged relationships with well-known figures like Suge Knight, placing himself in rooms where influence, money, and power all mixed together. That kind of role naturally brings scrutiny, and it always has. From Blacc Sam's perspective, this isn't about unfair labels, it's about unanswered questions. Seeing Snoop Dogg aligned closely with someone who's openly acknowledged being viewed as the bad guy raises eyebrows. It makes people wonder how much Snoop really knows, what he accepts, and what he might be choosing not to address. Since Nipsey's death, street rumors and online theories have created an atmosphere where nothing goes unnoticed. Every interview, every post, every business move gets dissected like it's part of a bigger puzzle. And while Big U has spoken about being immediately suspected and feeling frustrated by social media narratives, that frustration alone doesn't automatically erase doubts for those still searching for clarity.
But why they put that on you though?
Because it's black. I'm black. I'm black. I'm big. And it's kind of racist when you look at it because the big black guys are the ones you gotta watch.
All this really confirms one thing. Those suspicions are real. They've been loud, and they've already had real-world consequences for Big U. Whether people agree with them or not, they haven't just lived online. They've shaped how folks move around him and talk about him in public. The way Big U describes his relationship with Nipsey also raises eyebrows, especially when you factor in the long history and reported tension between them. From Blacc Sam's point of view, that story of non-stop friendship and mutual respect doesn't fully line up with what he personally saw and lived through in the months and years before his brother passed. Big U constantly highlighting Nipsey, shouting him out in songs and videos hits different for some people. To critics, it can look like an effort to lock in a public image of closeness that may not have existed the same way behind closed doors. In the streets, folks know there's a big difference between love shown on camera and love shown when nobody's watching. Things get even heavier once you add in the federal scrutiny surrounding Big U. Ongoing investigations into his alleged activities have put a spotlight on his relationships with high-profile figures, including Snoop Dogg. Prosecutors have made claims about an alleged organization involving intimidation and a check-in culture tied to entertainment figures, claims that Big U has not been convicted of in this context. Still, that level of scrutiny has added serious pressure, forcing people to question who knew what and when they knew it. Now listen close, because this is where the situation turns deadly serious. This ain't about petty street drama or feelings hurt over a bad business deal. We're talking about federal RICO charges, the kind that can erase someone's freedom for life. These aren't charges prosecutors toss around lightly. Cases like this usually come stacked with wiretaps, money trails, witness statements, and hard evidence that paints a picture of organized activity stretching back years, sometimes decades. The allegations around Big U's alleged check-in system hit especially hard when you line them up with Nipsey Hussle's values and how he moved. Prosecutors have claimed there was an operation resembling a mafia-style structure, involving intimidation and extortion, where entertainers were allegedly pressured to pay for protection in Los Angeles. Big U has denied wrongdoing, but the claims alone shook the city. What really makes people uneasy is how Nipsey openly rejected traditional street politics. He was building legit businesses, empowering the community, and showing that success didn't have to come with protection fees or middlemen. If such a system existed, and if Nipsey was seen as someone refusing to play along or disrupting it, that creates speculation about possible motives, though none of this has been proven. Things got even more explosive when allegations surfaced about supposed advanced knowledge of Nipsey's murder. In a now-deleted interview, an associate referred to as Loose Cannon claimed Big U knew about Nipsey's death roughly 30 minutes before it happened. That claim sent shockwaves everywhere, even though it remains unverified and heavily disputed. Once statements like that hit the public, though, the fallout is impossible to ignore. This ain't a moment where Snoop can realistically say he didn't know what was being said about Big U. These are federal-level allegations that have been everywhere, tied to serious claims that people believe could connect back to motives behind Nipsey's death. When the spotlight is that bright, staying close instead of stepping back makes people start asking hard questions about what Snoop knows, what he believes, and what he's willing to ignore. From Blacc Sam's point of view, enough is enough. There have been allegations floating around that Snoop aligned himself with Big U during periods of tension involving Nipsey, with critics accusing Snoop of backing Big U despite claims about alleged extortion practices. None of this has been proven, but the perception alone has caused real damage. To people watching from the outside, the idea that Snoop would choose a side and that it wouldn't be Nipsey feels like a deep violation of what hip-hop is supposed to represent. Nipsey stood for independence, ownership, and lifting the community up, so any suggestion that someone sided against that vision hits hard. Big U has publicly praised Snoop before, even calling him one of Los Angeles' most important artists in an interview with Power 106. That endorsement carries weight in the city. But for Blacc Sam, that public respect looks different. It feels like Snoop accepting validation from someone he deeply distrusts. And when figures like Mike Tyson and Snoop have shared perspectives on Nipsey's legacy, it adds another heavy layer to this story. It shows just how wide this ripple has spread, and how these alleged betrayals, real or perceived, continue to echo through the culture. Snoop calling Nipsey his dear brother hits way different when people see him still rocking close with someone accused, by rumors and allegations, of having a role in that same brother's death. That contrast sits heavy, and by August 2025, those tensions finally spilled into the open when a video surfaced, showing a heated moment between Snoop Dogg and Blacc Sam that had social media buzzing nonstop. Once disputes jump from private talks to public face-offs, that's usually the point of no return. It shows the line's been crossed, and there's no rewinding things back to how they used to be. At that stage, it's no longer quiet frustration. It's raw emotion on display. Now really think about it from Blacc Sam's angle for a second. That level of pain is hard to even wrap your head around. Your younger brother, your blood, your business partner, your vision, gets killed in his own neighborhood right in front of a place he built for the community. This was a man preaching ownership, unity, and breaking cycles. And the irony of how it ended is beyond cruel. Feelings of anger and wanting answers are natural human reactions in moments like that, especially when you come from environments where loyalty and respect mean survival. In street culture, people talk about balance and accountability, not because it's right or legal, but because that's how many were raised to understand the world. That pressure doesn't mean action. It means the weight never leaves your mind. And it's safe to say those thoughts have haunted Sam every single day since Nipsey was taken. That urge to handle it personally, to look the person allegedly responsible dead in the eye and demand answers, is a story the streets know by heart. It's an old script in Los Angeles, one that's been whispered about for generations. Even when people swear they're done with that life, history is full of moments where folks tried to handle things outside the system, believing that was the only way to restore balance. You don't have to reach far for examples either. LA hip-hop history is packed with situations where street politics bled into real-life consequences. From industry clashes to long-running rivalries, retaliation has always been a shadow following success. Even more recently, highly publicized losses tied to ongoing feuds have reminded everyone how fast situations can spiral when emotions override reason. That's why someone even suggesting to Blacc Sam that he was in on it is like tossing gasoline on a fire already burning out of control. That kind of talk doesn't just sting, it cuts deep, especially when grief is still fresh. Now don't get it twisted. Sam isn't just a businessman on paper. Yes, he's a mogul who helped build something real from the ground up with Nipsey. Stores, brands, a legacy that changed lives. But before all that, he came from a world where understanding consequences wasn't optional. It was survival. And that's the trap. He knows the cost of reacting, and he also knows the cost of staying silent. If he makes the wrong move, it could spark a chain reaction nobody can control, putting loved ones at risk and threatening everything they built. It's a brutal lose-lose situation, and that pressure is exactly why this moment feels so dangerous and unpredictable right now. If things ever spiraled, the media storm would be unreal, and Nipsey's name could end up permanently tied to the chaos that followed. Not just the violence that took him, but everything after. That's a nightmare scenario nobody wants. But on the flip side, in the eyes of old-school street logic, not moving can be seen as weakness, and weakness can invite even more disrespect. That leaves an itch of injustice that never gets scratched, just sitting there eating at you. That's the hell Blacc Sam is stuck in right now. Pressure from every angle, the set, the homies still deep in that life, the whispers saying, something gotta be done. That weight is heavy. It's a non-stop tug-of-war between his heart, screaming for justice, and his mind, knowing Nipsey was trying to build a way out of that very cycle. And that's the real conflict. Nipsey's entire mission was about showing a different path. He preached transformation, ownership, generational wealth, and teaching the youth that violence isn't the only option. If Sam were to choose revenge, it could feel like turning his back on everything his brother stood for. That choice would suggest the cycle is stronger than the message. But grief, especially from a big brother, is powerful beyond words. So what does he do? This is one of the hardest decisions a man can face. The streets are watching, waiting, judging. Does he follow the ancient code he was raised on? Or does he stand tall and defend the newer, harder path Nipsey believed in? Nipsey stood on patience, on letting the system play out, and on turning marathon clothing into a symbol, not a battleground. This was never just about getting back. It's about how Nipsey's legacy lives on. Will it be remembered for the violence that ended his life, or the progress, ownership, and vision he fought so hard to build? That question still hangs heavy in the air. For Blacc Sam, holding his head high and pushing the empire even further might be the strongest response of all. That's the toughest kind of get back, swallowing that rage and flipping it into power, growth, and longevity. But make no mistake, in the heart of Crenshaw, that internal war is real. That battle within can be just as intense as anything happening in the streets. And this right here is why these stories matter. If you rock with real talk and unfiltered truth, make sure you subscribe to Rap Uncovered and turn those notifications all the way on, because the streets never sleep and we're only getting started. We drop heat every single day, and trust us, tomorrow's upload is gonna be even crazier, even deeper, and absolutely unmissable. Smash that like button, share this video with your homeboys, and let us know your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear what you think. We'll catch you in the next one right here at Rap Uncovered, where the truth of the streets lives.